Alright, take 3, Westfalia windshield wiper motor replacement. Okay, what we're going to do here today is we're going to replace the windshield wiper motor for a 1986 Westfalia camper van, and this is a schematic of the Volkswagen official factory repair manual. And what we have here is the windshield wiper motor that needs to be replaced. We've got the windshield wiper reservoir that the motor sits next to. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this down. We're going to take this out, put in a new one, and go to town and get some, be able to clean the bugs off the windshield when we're driving down the road. Alright? So what we're going to do is the windshield wiper reservoir sits here underneath the driver's side of the Westfalia camper van. And what I'm going to do is set you up here so that you've got a pretty good view of this, hopefully. And I'm going to get this tightened down just a smidgen. Okay, should be good there. Okay, and then what you've got is you've got the reservoir right here, and this is held in by 3 screws. There's a screw here, and there's 2 screws on the back side. Now I've already removed the screws because I've been playing around with this thing, and I'll show you in a minute. But you take your reservoir down here, and it helps if you don't have a bunch of water in your reservoir when you're doing this. And what you've got is the reservoir here, the motor sits right next to it. I'll explain this in just a second, but this is the replacement motor. So when you look at the reservoir and you pull this thing out, what I like to do is spin this thing around like this. Then find yourself a screwdriver. Or not. Alright. In this case, I'm going to use a pair of scissors maybe. We'll see if we can get this to work. I've been playing with this. But you get something down in here, and then you start to move the motor out. So hopefully you can see that. Now I've got the motor at a little bit of an angle here, and it sits right inside this housing. So once you pull this motor out, then there's a little grommet in there that you've got. So here's the entire reservoir. There's a grommet here for the water when you pour it in, and then here's where it sucks out to go up the hose. I'll set that aside for just a moment. Now here is the motor. Turn the camera just a little bit this way. Alright, here's the motor. Now normally there's electrical wire that you'll see here that's connected to this motor like this. But this is the original factory, and this is a replacement motor that we got from the Go Westy. So what I've done is I had to clip the electrical wire that fed in here, and then with my replacement motor I had to put in new alligator clips here that I slid over the electricals. Now if you're doing this on a Westy, when you get to this point, you're going to find that there's a red wire and a red and green wire. And on this replacement motor that I got from Go Westy, there's a positive here, and the positive is the green and red wire, so that hooks onto the motor, and then the red must be the neutral. And so I've got this already set up, and then what I need to do is I need to reconnect the hose here to this new motor and just make that transfer. Now, since this is the original, I've been having trouble getting this piece off here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors, and I'm going to clip this like this. Okay, so now I've got the old motor taken off, got it clipped, and I'm going to take the new, or the remaining hose, I guess, and I'm going to hook this up to the new motor and slide that over it. Alright, it's going to take me just a minute here. Alright, there, I've got that fit on there. Then I'm going to put the little coupling over that, I guess, to protect it. Alright, so now what I've got is I've got the new motor installed, I've got the electrical hooked up, I've got the hose that's going to run up to the windshield wipers so that it can spray on the windshield. I'm going to take this little grommet here and slide this back over maybe just to protect this as we're rolling down the road. Hopefully no water will get in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and now remember that this reservoir has a little grommet housing down here and up here. And I'm going to take this and set this back in here so that you can see it. And then the easiest way I found is you kind of get this started. It'll make sense once you get to it. Kind of get that started a little bit. And then slide the pump in there like that. And then just push it down, because you want to get that down in there as deep as you can so that it can take up as much fluid as possible. Okay, so then we're all set pretty much. Now I've just got to work this back up in here. And there we go. Get that pump right back there. Get my screws put back in. Alright. There's the first screw. Got that all set. Got that started pretty well. Should be able to do this one now. Let's see here. Okay. Alright. Got that one going in the back there. And then the second one right here. Oops, seems to have lost our screw back up in there. Alright, we'll deal with that later. Alright. Do our handy dandy socket wrench. Crank that down there. Alright, there we go. Good and tight. Good and tight. Let's see here. That should be enough anyway. Give it just a little bit more torque there. Okay. Alright, there we go. So we should be all set. I'm going to put in a little bit of water, and we'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Let's check this out, see if it works. Voila. Alright, good enough. That's how you do it right there, boys. Right on. One more time.